Hi everybody, welcome to our 5.2 lecture video about rounding decimal numbers. So rounding decimal numbers is a lot like rounding regular integer numbers. We just have some extra place values since we have decimal points. Okay, so it's going to feel a lot like the rounding that we've done so far. So the first step, of course, would be locating the digit to the right of the decimal that you're rounding to, or the place value that you're rounding to. Okay, now if that digit that you just found is 5 or greater, you round up. And just reminding you guys what that means, so rounding up would mean that the place value that you're rounding to is going to go up 1. Okay? If that digit that we just found that's to the right of the place value that we're rounding to, if that digit is less than 5, you round down. And just reminding you guys, when you round down, your place value stays the same. It does not go down 1. It will stay the same, and everything else becomes zeros afterwards. Okay? And in both cases, whether it rounds up or rounds down, everything past that place value goes to a 0. Okay, let's try a few. In example 1, round each value to the given place value. In the first one, in example A, we have round 143 and 872 10,000ths. We're going to round that to the nearest hundredth. So reminder from 5.1, the hundredth place is your second place decimal place over. It's the 8. So that's what we're rounding. Now if I look to the right of that number, I see a 7. 7 is greater than 5, so I'm going to round up. So when I round up, the 8 would go up to a 9. So the rest of it before that place value stays the same. So 143.0, and then that 8 will become a 9. Afterwards, it's just zeros. In the next one, I have 1,543 and 78 hundredths. I'm supposed to round this one to the nearest hundreds place, not hundredths place, hundreds. So hundreds are right here. That's where the 5 is. So just to the right of the 5 is a 4. 4 is less than 5, so we're going to round down. So when I round down, that 5 stays the same. It'll be 1,500. So then everything else be zeros. So the 4 will go down to a 0, 3 will go down to a 0. Technically, it's also 0.00, which is just an integer like this. The next one, I've got 5,927, and then I have a decimal place and a lot of digits afterwards. I'm supposed to round it to the nearest tenths place. So the tenths place is 1 decimal after that decimal point. It's where this little 5 is. To the right of the 5 is a 4. 4 is less than 5, so I'm going to round down. So this will round down, so the 5 stays the same. Everything else becomes zeros. So this will be 5,927.5. The last one I have is 799. I have a decimal point, and then, so that'll be and 7,683 10,000ths. Lots of decimals here. But we are rounding this number to the nearest tens place. Not tenths, but tens place. So the tens place is right here. It's this 9. So then I look to the right of it, and it's another 9. That 9 is greater than 5, so it's going to round up. So if I round that up, the 9 would become a 10. So what that's going to do is actually going to round up, kind of carry. So then that 7 would become an 800. So the 9 becomes a 10, but I can't have a 10 as a number here. I need to carry that 1 to make it the 7 into an 8. So that would round up to 800. So if it helps your brain at all, 799.7683, if you were graphing that on a number line, that would be between 799 and the next number, 800. That 0.7683 means it's a little bit past halfway. It's maybe here-ish. It's about 3/4 of the way towards 800. And really what rounding is doing is it's saying that number, that decimal number, is it closer to, the number before it or the number after it? Okay? And it's closer to 800 than 799. Or if you wanted just to do tens like this one, we're actually thinking, is it closer to 790 or 800? And it's much, much closer to 800 than it is to 790 if we're just looking at the tens. Okay, so that's what's happening with rounding. The next thing, now that we have decimals, is we can deal with money. Okay, so we can look at cents and dollars and all sorts of fun stuff, okay? So in example 2, we are rounding each monetary value to the nearest cent. Remember that there are 100 cents in a dollar, so there's always 2 decimal places for the cent. So you're always actually rounding to the hundredths place. Okay, so let's try one. First one I have is $14 and I have a 0.0474. So if I'm rounding to the nearest cent, we just want 2 decimal places. So I'm actually rounding to this hundredths place where the 4 is. If I look to the right of it, it's a 7. So I'm going to round up. And that 4 will become a 5. So this will be $14.05. Let's do another one. We've got 0.1962. So again, I am rounding to the hundredths place, which is where this 9 is. If I look to the right of it, it's a 6. That's also bigger than 5. So it's going to round up. And so then that 9 becomes a 10. So thinking about what happened in part D, what do you think is going to happen here? That 19 is going to round up to 20. So this is $0.20. Alright, I'm going to let you guys try the next one, okay? Part C, we have $4 and we have a 0.841. See if you can round that one to the nearest cent, and I'll give you the answer in 3, 2, 1. You should have $4.84 as an answer. Alright, next one. In example 3 is rounding to the nearest dollar. So dollars, what you're doing is you're rounding to the ones place. Okay, or the digits place, okay? It's right before the decimal. You're trying to get rid of all the decimals in these, okay? So rounding to the nearest dollar. So my ones place in example A would be the 8 right here. So then I look to the right of it, it's another 8. So 8 is bigger than 5, so it's going to round up to a 9. So that would be $1,739. Okay, I'll let you guys try this last one. We have $31.02. See if you can round that to the nearest dollar. And I will give you the answer in 3, 2, 1. You should have $31 as your answer. Alright, great job today, and good luck this week.